Hey guys, and welcome to Dominions 5, Wars of the Faith with me, Time and Tactics. This will be a new playthrough as Bandar Log, the Apes. Let's go and check out what we can do with our Pretender. First of all, I have played this off and on a little bit on Twitch, and I'm going to use my own map that I created. Let's go to Create World. The map I'm talking about is Land of Dreams. You'll find it in the Steam workshop for Dom 5 if you want to check it out. Let's select that here. This is a map here, so it's a continent here, and a couple of small islands outside. So the way it's set up is that when we start the game, nobody is allowed to start on the islands, none of these three here. We can only start here on the landmass or in the ocean. And I have some recommended setups here for the number of Thrones of Ascension. If you have 4 land nations, 2 sea nations. And we'll probably go and set up this kind of scenario for this game. And we'll talk about the actual setup once we get there. Let's go ahead and select this map. There, and this is going to be Bandar Log 1. Let's call it that. They are Middle Ages, so let's go and check them out. I'm going to pick them here, Bandar Log, Land of the Apes. We're going to have, 4 land nations, including us. Let's make them all land nations, and to do that, if you check by doing Shift question mark, you can see the options here. And L, restrict all, uppercase L, restrict all random to land. That's what I did there. So that's those, and then we're going to add 2 more players. We'll add 2 water nations, and those I will have to go in and pick like this. And we'll take this one out. This one will make a water nation. So 4 land and 2 water. Let's put them on difficult AI. That's difficult for me. So I'm not. Well, I've played Bandar Log quite a bit now on Twitch, like I said, but it's hard. I mean, I think of Dom 5 basically as each nation could be its own game. It's so involved. There's so many things to think about in the game. Anyway, we're going to play Bandar Log, so let's go ahead and set up our Pretender. But before we do that, actually, let's check out Bandar Log itself. Land of the Apes. In the dense forest of the Bandar realms, apes of uncanny brightness have emerged. Under the influence of semi-divine beings, the apes have evolved intelligence and developed a culture. When the former rulers of Bandar Log returned to their celestial realms, the apes were left without leadership. A warlike, hierarchical society was formed with the large Bandar apes at the top, but the influence of the former masters were not forgotten, and the blessed white ones, who were gifted with a higher intelligence and magical powers, were able to keep their influence and power. Bandar Log is a divided society. Small Markatas are at the bottom of society. Vanara apes of human size are the most common. Large Bandar apes rule most of the society and form the military. Sacred white ones are trained as sages, priests, and holy warriors. Okay, yeah, they have quite a few units, as you can see here. So we're going to be apes. We prefer very hot land, so that's going to be something we want to keep in mind. Military, we have a lot of missile weapons. Light and medium infantry, we have elephants, and sacred tiger riders. Our magic is astral, nature, some water, and earth, right? Our priests are weak. We only have 1, actually. And we can build standard forts. So let's take a look at the units that we have at our disposal here. It's pretty interesting. First up, we have a scout. This scout here, well, actually, should we start with the units? Let's take a look at the units first, actually. So we talked about the Markatas, that these 2 here. One is a melee unit, this one here. And this one here is an archer. With both of them, we have size 1. And size 1 means we can fit 6 of those in 1 square. That means we can attack the enemy and swarm them and give them that harassed penalty. That's interesting to do that. They are undisciplined, so we can't really control them. We can't tell them to perform a certain, set up a certain formation or hold back and then attack. They're just going to do what they want. They are also animals, so they're subjected to certain spells and abilities that work on animals. But we have 4 survival. We can move through forest without any penalty, and we are also more likely to start in the forest, actually. We are less likely to starve as well. So Bandar Log, we're going to start in a forest, I'm pretty sure of that. Now, the negatives of Markata here is that they have no protection. They have a little bit of defense, but the biggest negative, I think, is the morale. I have many games, many battles that I've lost when I play them because of their morale. So that's something to keep in mind. They don't cost very much though, for only 4 gold, so we can really get quite a few of them, especially considering the resources. It's only 1 needed, and 5 gold, and 3 recruitment points. Otherwise, they move okay on the map. They're not super slow. They have poor magic resistance though, so the key here with them would be to run up and swarm the enemy if you use Markatas. Now, for the Markata Archer, it's a little bit different. While they are size 1 as well, we're not going to rush forward with them. We're going to, if we get these, we're going to have them stand at a distance and fire their short bow, which is not a very good short bow. And by that I mean, yes, precision is poor, so that it's hard for them to hit, but the damage is low. And that means that we might not even penetrate the enemy's protection. And then it doesn't matter if it hits or not. It's only range 35 as well. But again, the resources are very low, so we can get a lot of these. And if you have enough of these archers firing at the same time, because of the way the game is set up, you have a small chance of getting past the limitation of your damage, because you roll a random die as well as applying this damage number. But it is good to have them, because piercing damage here is a good thing against enemy units that are heavily armored. If you use a piercing weapon as opposed to a blunt weapon like the fist, you will reduce the enemy's protection by 20% before we apply the damage. So there is that. Now, what of us going to say? Oh yeah, the Markatas themselves here, they also have a sticks and stones attack they can do. So they can run up within range 5, so within 5 squares, they can attack and do, well, 2 damage if they hit. So that's not very good. Damage -3, 2 attacks there. Ammunition 30. So anyway, yeah, that's the Markata and that's the Archer as well. So we can get them early on, maybe, I'm thinking, but maybe not later. Going up the line here, we're going to find that we have quite a few of these combinations of infantry and archers as we go up the chain, in better and better, more and more expensive as well. Here's the Atavi Archer. So it's a greater size. We're going to fit 3 of those in a square. With these, though, we get stealthy 40. And that 40, if you don't remember what that means if there's not 40 units in the territory where we sneak into, then they won't even have 50% chance of discovering us. So that's maybe a pretty good to have if we want to do a surprise attack. Again, range 35 on this Archer. A little bit more damage though. So that's going to be good. It's an animal for survival. Protection is 1, not 0. Defense, there's nothing really good here, but precision is higher. So there is that. They obviously cost more though, but not that much more. And to go with them, we have the Atavi Infantry. Atavi Archer, Atavi Infantry. This one is also stealthy, so we can make an army here, I'm thinking, to go through and sneak through the map. Maybe we'll do that. They have sticks and stones, range 10 instead of the Markata's range 5, damage 7 instead of 2. And this mace here is doing 16 damage. Now we're talking a little bit more damage, right? If you look at the Markata, 8. So to me, it seems like we should go for these. If you look at the cost, the Markata Archer here is 2 resources, 5 gold. This one, 7 and 3. Doesn't seem like much, but that's 50% more. So there's that. We can't make nearly as many. But in the game, it's always better to get experience with the units over time. We're starting with 0, but once you get to 15, you get level 1. And level 1 means you get increased attack skill, defense skill. Can't remember if strength is involved, but hit points goes up. It's all good, but they have to survive to do that. And Markata's not going to survive very long. So we got those sets there. Then we have the third one. It's a little bit different. The Vanara Archer The Vanara Chakram Thrower, Infantry, and Swordsman. So 4 different kinds here. Archer again, it's a short bow, range 35, range or damage 9, same there. But they have armor now, so protection 14. These can last a little bit more. And while they don't cost much more, it's 8 instead of, I think it was 7. I think it was 7 for the archer. Let me check. Yeah, 7. And 3 resources for that one. But if you go to this one, 14 resources now. Much more expensive because we have to use our resources for the different armor that we have. But 14 is much better. Every time somebody attacks, we compare. If they get through our attack, we compare attack to defense. Then we compare damage to protection with our random rolls as well. That it makes it possible to survive quite a bit longer, but you have to pay for it. That's the archer. Then we have the chakram thrower, which I really actually haven't used much. The chakram is a special weapon, range 10, but does 14 slash damage instead. So there is that. You get close and then you get in and attack still with 16 in the mace. If you compare that to the next one, the Vanara Infantry, 16 in mace as well. They do have a buckler instead though. So they are going to be in better shape. If you look at the chakram thrower here, they don't have a buckler. So there's that. Defense 9 here for the chakram. If you look at the Vanara Infantry, they have 11 there. So shield period 2 there as well. So the buckler could take it. The protection goes up to 14 there. And looking at the chakram, protection 14 as well. But the range is 10. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we do about them. And then finally we have the swordsman. Slash damage. Falchion over here, 18 damage. 14 and 12, pretty decent now. Now, morale is up to 10. If we look at the other ones, the Atavis, 8. 10 is where I start to feel comfortable. So we got these 4 here. Then we're moving up to the Bandar. Remember that right up here? They're the leaders. We have a couple different Bandars up here. First one is a light Bandar archer. Basically an archer with no protection whatsoever, except what they have naturally from their skin. They have a longbow though. That's range 45. That's the first one with a good range instead of 35, and 14 damage instead of 9. That's quite a bit. The problem is, if anybody fires on them, they're going to be gone. You don't look at defense if you're taking a hit from a missile weapon. You only consider protection, so they would be gone. If we meet anybody here with range units, they would be in bad shape. But we can reach far, and they're not that expensive, you know. So let's look up the list up. We have the archer, so that was the light archer, and now we have the archer, which is the same thing, but we do get that armor, protection 15. Defense is still poor. Doesn't really matter though, right? If we just make sure nobody can attack them, nobody can come in and sweep around the back and attack them, we'll be in good shape. They can do damage though. 21 is a good, strong damage. So this one is not bad. But again, now we're up to high resources, right? And then we have the Bandar Warrior. If you look at the Bandar Warrior and we have 2 Bandar Warriors here and 1 light. The light one is similar to the regular ones. Mace and then sticks and stones, range 15. But they don't have a helmet, as you can see. So if they get hit in the head, they're pretty much done for. Not sure if I want that. That's 13 resources. Looking at the regular one, the Bandar, 21. So now they are less likely to get hit. This buckler here, parry 2. So we use this value to deflect incoming attacks. And protection, a shield 14. So that's going to be good if you do, if we are lucky or if we are skilled enough to use it, we have much more protection there. So that's the benefit of bucklers. You basically get the buckler instead of like with the light ones, you get that sticks and stones they're throwing, range 15. But that means they have to rush forward and do it and use it. Okay, and then finally we have, not finally, but we have another one here. This one is another Bandar Warrior, similar to the other one. This one had a mace. Remember that? 21 damage. This one has an iron cudgel, 26, but it's a 200 weapon. Right, so it does more damage just from the fact it's two-handed, but there's no longer any buckler, so they don't survive as long. I see us using this though if we meet somebody with really heavy protection, because we're going to have to get through that to kill them. So maybe we'll use them as well. Those are pretty much the regular units. Now, we have one more regular, within quotes, a Royal Swordsman. This is a bodyguard unit. Bodyguard 2. Extremely loyal, protect his commander to the death. The value of that ability is added to morale when guarding a commander. So if we get a couple of these, guarded commander, they're going to be pretty good. And during assassination, if somebody tries to assassinate our commander, we'll get an increased chance of being present. Very important to do that. So maybe 24 is not bad. Slash damage, has a buckler, feels pretty solid. But very, very expensive. But we don't need that many of them anyway. Morale 13. So, yeah, be 15 then if he's guarding his commander. No, those are the regular ones. We have 2 sacred units. Here's a white one, and the white ones are the ones that are blessed. The one of the 2 units that are blessed that we can recruit. Basically, what we're looking at here is a human-sized unit that is pretty decent and inexpensive. But it's not tremendously good. So we have a falchion, 18 damage, has a buckler, it's good. Protection is 14, that's good. Defense 13 is also good. Strength, not great, so that's why we get 18 only. 10 plus 8 is 18. Attack skill is okay. It's looking pretty decent. They're a little bit slow. Morale is okay. They do get one more ability, Reincarnation. That's a special ability we get with Bandar Log where if they're killed, there is a chance, in this case 5%, if they up to 5%, that if they are skilled, if they're high XP, they might come back in a different body, basically as a different unit or the same unit. I don't know exactly how they're going to come back. I've seen a couple come back, but I don't know how the rule is applied there. But these might be good if we get a bless, which I think we will. We have one more blessed unit or a sacred unit, and that's a white one on a tiger, the Tiger Rider. So they're going to have 3 attacks. It's always good at 3 attacks. All slash 18, 16, and 18. Protection is good. Defense is very good. Attack is good here. Strength the same. Morale even higher. And they have a 10% chance maximum of coming back if they get killed. So they have 17 resources there. If you look at the white one, 17 as well, 23 gold. These are much more expensive though, 60. But they are faster in combat, and that's good. To be able to run back and maybe attack the enemy commander is always good. 16 movement is also good. The white one, 10 and 8. Finally, we have one more unit, and that's the elephant. This elephant has one good ability, that's Trample. He does a decent amount of damage, but it's only 1 attack. There's a lot of hit points, but everything else, not great. Cost a lot of gold. Protection is okay. Defense is not good. Attack skill is not super high. So, yes, Trample is good, knocking them over, doing damage. He is size 6 after all, but I don't know. That sounds like a lot of money. Now, these are our units. Our commanders, we have a few. Here's a scout we talked about before. Very inexpensive compared to other scouts, I think. Doesn't cost hardly anything. And it's only 1 recruitment point. As a commander, you'll have a limited number of recruitment points for them specifically. So we can get a couple of these in a turn. Not very many hit points, but they're not there to do that. You know, they're there to scout around. Stealthy 60 is more than average. You need to have a lot of units to get to 50% of chance of detecting him. So that's a scout. Then we have a couple of commanders. We have the captain, the Vanara captain, the Atavi chieftain, Bandar commander, and Bandar noble. This one here has 60 in leadership. Falchion there, it's okay. We can use this maybe to ferry units. Not terribly expensive, I think. The Venar or no, the Atavi chieftain, 40, but he is stealthy. That's the only one we have that's stealthy. If we take him and combine him with these units, the Atavi archer and the Atavi infantry, then we could send an army out with these just to take a poorly defended area. That's a possibility. We also have the Bandar commander, takes 1 recruitment point, and that's good because when we start in our home province, we have 2 commander points, 2 commander recruitment points. 75, not terrible, and he's 80 in leadership, and having 80 means you get a morale boost to your units. That is very tempting. He has a falchion as well, 25 damage there, which is quite a bit, and he's decent. He can hang in there. He's not bad. He's larger than a human as well. And then finally the Bandar Noble. Now this one has 120, which gives us even more morale, but it is 115 gold. And unlike the commander, it takes 2 points, so the entire turn. That could be pretty big, you know, how long that takes. It's tempting otherwise to get the Bandar Noble over the Bandar commander. He does not have a shield. He has 15 protection, defense 9. If you look at the commander, he had a buckler, so he is going to be better on that. More protection there. And slightly better defense as well. So it's tempting to go with this guy more than the Bandar Noble. Alright, those are the regular guys. Now we get into our mages and priests. The Brahmin is our priest, our only priest. He has reincarnation all the way to 50%, depending on how experienced he is. He can't do much more. 45 is not bad, I think, but maybe it is somebody we need to keep. He is sacred, so if we get a good bless, I don't know. Still wouldn't be easy to use him for anything except a priest, right? And then for our mages, we have 3. The cheapest one is a yogi. The yogi is inexpensive, 7 research ability for 55 gold. It's not bad. He's level 1 astral, he is sacred, and 50% chance maximum to be reincarnated. Other than that, protection 1, defense 7, decking them out with equipment doesn't seem worthwhile. But having astral mage level 1 means they could be an astral or communion slave or master maybe. And then we come to the guru, level 2 astral, level 1 nature, 11 points, but now we're up to 160 gold. I think, yeah, you know, pound for pound here, this is more expensive because we had 55 gold to 7, 160 for 11, but now we get nature and astral, which seems to be quite a bit, give us a few more options. So maybe we want this one anyway. Gives us a supply bonus of 10. I think they did a yogi give that too. No, we don't get that from the yogi. That was the guru. And then finally we have the rishi in the capital only. Sacred as well. Now, he's level 3 astral, level 2 nature, and then something else could be, and this is why we get that we have some water and earth. We have the option of getting that here. There's 50% chance to get one of those two. Then we have a small chance of getting another level as well. Obviously, if we can, we would like to get these, but they take 4 recruitment points. That means it takes 2 turns to recruit 1. That's not very cost effective for research, at least. It'd be nice to get them though if we want to do a search searching for sites, because it would have at least 2, maybe 3 areas, magic paths he could search in. Also, they can handle magic beings, which is very helpful. 25 here and 10 there. I don't think the Brahmin, our priest, can do that. No, he can't. Okay, so that's what we have to work with. Now that we know that, let's go ahead and set up our pretender. Okay, let's look at that now. So let's select our physical form. The first thing I do is to look to see if we have any reduction in cost. This Dominion 1, 2, and 3, 4 refers to how much Dominion strength we will get from the different categories. So any unit here will start with a Dominion 1 strength. They have to buy up any more. So these are obviously better from a Dominion strength perspective, but they have other weaknesses. Here's one that we can get. Chiranjeevi, 160 points, reduced by 20 for this nation. He's pretty interesting. He's a monster summoner. He will summon one monster, well, there's a chance of it, per month when he's in friendly dominion. That's interesting. New magic pass cost only 10, so we can get more than his Astral Mage level 1. He can get Nature, will cost us 10 to do that. He also he's a disruptive researcher, so we don't want to keep him at home and research is going to interfere with everybody else. And he does use more supplies than anybody else. He has Dominion Immortality. In his case, that means that when he dies, if he dies, he'll come back in 3 months, which is pretty quick. And also, if he has afflictions, a chest wound or something, when he comes back, he will be gone. Well, most afflictions gone. So this guy looks like we should take him. If we take him, we should put him in the field. He has 32 hit points, more if he is in friendly dominion. Good morale. He can fight. Right, is what I'm thinking if we take him. But he costs 160. There is one more guy here. That's the Maharishi. He costs 60. Not very much at all if you compare. We get 100 points reduction between the two of them. And this guy, he's on level 1 Astral, but we could build him up more. He has floating, which means he can, unaffected by snow when moving on a map, cross rivers, count as having swamp and forest survival, but I don't know how much he would be doing any of that anyway. He's a far caster though, Astral 2. So, ritual range has increased his number of provinces too, while combat spell range has increased 25% per point. So, 50% if we put him in a battle. We could do that with him, but it's tempting to go with him, right? Because it's so cheap, 60. New magic pass costs 10. Now there's a few more that are here, like for instance this one, Dominion 2. So we get a boost here in Dominion. The Great Siddha. As the Bandar Logs, we have an option, I think in one of our magic pass conjuration level 7 to get to summon Siddhas if we spend enough Astral Pearls. I think it's like 35. We can get Siddhas. Siddhas are kind of like this unit here, which is quite good. They are able to teleport across the world map, anywhere, basically, which is huge. And they can also blink across the combat map, similar to the combat map. They also have, or this one here also has all 3, which makes it very hard to strike down anybody, or this particular pretender. So you have to check your morale if you are trying to attack our pretender. And we roll then a die. I think we rolled 2d6 plus 3 to see if we can block them from attacking. So that's pretty good. He's a level 1 air mage, level 2 astral. That's a similar, or she is, similar to the Siddhas that you can recruit later on. Now, as far as what they have, if you think about the teleport, right, you may want to jump around and take provinces far away. But how good are they at that? Well, it's ambidextrous. It only doesn't show here, but they actually have 4 arms. You can see in the picture there, 4 arms. You can give them like 3 weapons and a shield, which would be fantastic. Their skills here, or their stats, protection is 0. We would have to do something to fix that up. And then defense is okay. Attack is a problem, because while you have 4 arms, if you can't hit, then it's going to be a problem. This can be augmented by putting in better weapons. The damage can, but as far as the attack skill, well, we can maybe do a bless, I'm thinking. If we want to have this available right away, but it's going to be a problem. You can't send this god pretender out right away with 0 protection. We have to wait till we get some items or some spells. Okay, otherwise quite good with these 4. I like it a lot. That's a Siddha. Then we have, well, we have a few more, but I think it's going to be between, I'm going to rule out the Siddha. This Chiranjeevi, I think I might go for the Maharashi to get more points. Let's say we do that. You start with this level 1 astral magic. We have 365 if he's going to be awake at the beginning of the game. What if we make him dormant? It takes a year, 12 turns for him to become active. We won't be able to use his abilities here, but we can use the bless before then if you want to. Maybe. He has 1 dominion though. I think we have to go up to 5 minimum. Now we're at 445. We gain 150 here. What else would we take? Well, now, we have mainly astral and nature, some earth and water. If we were to take 4 levels in fire, we get a bless. And the bless, I'm thinking we could do something like attack skill. We can take that once, and that would do +2 in attack for everybody. Everybody who is sacred, once they are blessed. We could also do superior morale +1. Is always interesting. Inspirational presence. More morale boost, but it takes 4. For anybody who is sacred, I don't think we're going to do that. I'm tempted to take the attack. If we go up to level 6, we can do attack ×2. Because there's a lot of summonable creatures that we can, or commanders that we can get as Bandar Log. What if we do 6? 275 left. We'll add it in twice. There. Okay, we still have 275. That's that. What about air? What can we do with air? Because we don't have any units right away that can have air. It's nature and astral only. What if we go up to 4? And we get a bless? What kind of bless can we get? Well, we have precision here. Blessed unit will have the precision increased. Well, that's a blessed unit. We don't have that many blessed. The Marcadas are not blessed, so they're not going to have that. Minor shock resistance. Maybe, but it depends who we are fighting. Swiftness, though, will increase our movement rate. We'll be moving faster, and we get 1 more defense, which is tempting. We also get to strike first in combat, which is also interesting. But instead of getting that, what if we go for water? I know water has defense skill, similar to the attack skill. Well, fire, we can do this one. What if we could do 6 here? So now we get +2 in, +4 in attack, +4 in defense. Those units we can recruit, the commanders that we can deck out that are really good, they are going to be quite a bit better. I'm tempted to do it. It still leaves us with 105, and we get fire, water, and 1 astral. We could go to level 4 in astral. It wouldn't be that much. Major magic resistance is good. If we meet anybody with spells, it's going to be hard to get through them. They're going to be very good at attacking and defending, and then also having magic resistance. Now, solar weapons. Attack from blessed units will be imbued with an additional solar strike damage effect, 3 AP, armor piercing. They deal triple damage against undead demons. I don't think we need it. Magic weapons, no, but maybe this one. And then another blessed effect will take the minor magic resistance. So now we get 3 extra magic resistance. That leaves us at 57. We can still go up 1 here to 6, and then that's pretty much all we can do, unless we increase the heat scale to 3. I don't think that's bad. That means we're going to apply more pressure on surrounding areas that wouldn't be heat anyway, and as they get closer to 3, they're going to go through level 2, and that's the province will be in level 2 for a while. We'll still get the benefit of that before it becomes level 3. I think that's fine. That means we have 62 now. Now, magic is good. Any mage will get an increase if you do 1 of 1 research point, but I am kind of partial to luck too, because it's fun. Otherwise, the best one to get would probably be this one, because we have income reduction here, supply reduction goes away, income is 3, growth. I can't do another one, unfortunately, otherwise I would. But we have income reduction of 3. Growth is still increased though by 0.2, and supplies are not reduced, at least. That's leaving 22 on the table. Remember, we have only cost 10 points for a new path. I don't want to take anything away here, I don't think, right? We could take this away. Do we need the magic resistance? Maybe, maybe not. if we instead we get rid of this, let's see what happens when we get rid of it. There, that leaves us with 70 instead. If I go up one more, that's 30 left. No, can't do that, but I can go, no, I can't go one more. I would have 30 left. I can get 3 individual levels here, or 1 more here. No, 2. I can come up to level 3. I don't know if that makes much of a difference, but maybe what we'll do is, we don't have death, and we don't have blood, and we don't have air. We'll give him that. So no magic resistance, extra, but attack and defense is boosted. 6 in Dominion is decent. And now we're at 2 here. So only 1% reduction income. Supplies is +10 and growth is +4. Seems good. I want him to come into the game after 12 turns. 3 years here? That's a long time to wait. Let's call it good there. Kaja, yeah, we'll call him that. That's fine. I'll praise Kaja. Let's set up the game map now. Number of starting provinces 1. That's good. This is all average, normal. I'll leave it at that. Random events are rare, yes, but we'll turn on all the story events. Enable the scroll graph so we can look at that. And then we'll do our Throne of Ascension. And the way I recommend it here for this map, the Land of Dreams, is we're going to have 8 points required. We're going to have 5 level 1 thrones, 2 level 2, and 1 level 3. So we have 12 points there. We need to have at least 8. So if you have the level 2 and 3, you would get 4 plus 3, 8. So that would do it there. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I think that's all we want to do. Yep. Let's see. Let's see where we end up on the map. Gaja God of Bandar Log. In the beginning there was chaos. Right? Now the wheel of time. Now the wheel has turned once again. Okay, let's go ahead and start the game. So here's the map that I created. And as you can see here, we're in the south, in the forest. Makes sense, right? As the apes. So we're here. We have the Lotus Garden that gives us 2 nature gems, 2 astral pearls. We can get the Rishi and the Tiger Rider here. Okay, it's good. There's a Throne of Ascension right here. And 1 right here. Very interesting. We have 400 in our treasury. Now, anywhere you see a special location, here's one there, that means there's going to be more magic sites anyway. This is mountains, so more magic sites anyway. Here, when you see a town or a village, that means there's going to be more population. And that would be more gold, more resources as well, I believe. Here is another site with more magic. And we can look over here too. This one also is going to have more magic. There is a couple of cities up here. These are roads here, quicker to travel. In a couple of cities here, there's a lot of money up there. Something else is interesting is that there's a river flowing through the map here, blocking travel across. You can get through the mountains, but it's tough. The river continues here and over there. If you see here, we can get through here. There you cannot get through. You have to have hot. It's not hot. We don't know what it is, but it's not hot to get through. You need to be hot on both. But you can't get through from here into this territory and then continue. So there is a way to get up here and get across there without having to cross the river. Down here we have a fairly large island with a town. And there's a Throne of Ascension here. A lot of population here. And there's a small island with a forest. A swamp here. Up here is another site with a Throne of Ascension. And then we have ocean around here. There's a Throne of Ascension there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of them will be a level 3. Now that's the setup. Come back next time and we'll actually start playing then. Bye guys.